Welcome to the 6th episode of the Fusion Basics series, where we're going to be learning a fun little new tool. This will be a pretty short tutorial, and it's mainly just an exercise, but it'll be very useful in the future. So we're going to be creating this bolt with the pattern tool in Sketches. So let's start by creating our new project and saving. And now we're going to create a sketch, and we're going to do this on the bottom plane. We're going to create a circle. So use the circle tool either in the create menu or in your pins. Then we're going to make it 100 millimeters in diameter. And then we're going to take another circle. Then we're going to make it 60 millimeters in diameter. And then we can, once we have those, just finish sketch. And then we're going to extrude this outer ring, and we're going to extrude it up 10 millimeters. And then now is where we kind of get into the point of today's lesson, which is to introduce the pattern tool. So on the top of this object, we're actually going to make a sketch. So create sketch. And instead of choosing one of these orange planes, we're just going to choose the top face of our bolt. And then it updates here, so now we're on our top view. And now we're getting into our pattern. So we want 6 of these holes on this bolt. So we're first going to start by creating one hole, or one circle, and it's going to be 15 millimeters in diameter. And then we're going to use in the create menu, the circular pattern function. So this is essentially what it does is it duplicates it in a pattern following a path. So if we click this object, and then if we click our center point as this, you can see it duplicates it 3 times. If it's highlighted there, otherwise you can just click into it, we want it to be 6. So then there's going to be 6 duplicates of this circle once we finish this. And then the center point is essentially guiding it where to go. So then if we click OK, you can see it duplicated our circle 5 more times around that center circle. And this also exists, this tool also exists in the 3D solids menu as well. So you can do this with full objects, full 3D objects, not just sketches. So we can hit finish sketch. And then we're going to go up and then hit extrude. And we're going to select each of these circles all at once. And then we're just going to drag this arrow straight through to make it a hole. And then make sure your operation is cut. And then we can click OK. And we have our bolt. So that's it. Basically, the pattern tool just allows us to duplicate things along a path. There's also a rectangular pattern tool as well, which works essentially the same way, but just on a rectangular path. And you can see, so in this menu with our solid objects, we can actually also use, in pattern, we can actually use a circular pattern or a pattern on path as well, which they essentially work the same way. But yeah, this was just a little introduction to the pattern tool, which is a great tool to have in your arsenal for the future.